On BeeTv Major News at 6, coming to you live from Benin City, the Edo State capital, Nigeria. And now the news headline. Governor Monday Okwebelo to probe Obaseki over $10 million spent on Observer newspaper.
This is where the machines are to produce a newspaper, to print for us. The other side will also take you there to Excellency, sir.
Because I couldn't go inside. If that place is working, people would have been there. So you cannot even see a cleaner.
University of Benin matriculates 9,469 new students for 2024-2025 academic session.
Committed to training graduates who are worthy in character and learning.
Death averted as truck conveying drinks crashes into Audi with passengers in Benin.
Tried to dodge him. My brother tried to dodge him. He cannot even control the motor again. So that is how he hit this place. The motor fall.
This Audi just the shingum the 7-Up truck. So suddenly, I look at this 7-Up truck was overloaded.
Also on the headline, President Bola Tinubu suspend Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara, Deputy Governor and members of State House of Assembly over unresolved political crisis.
Unconstitutional acts and the disregard of the rule of law that has been committed by the Governor of Rivers State. In this case, the head of the executive arm of the government has chosen to collapse the legislature to enable him to govern without the legislature as a despot. As it is, there is no government in Rivers State.
A very good evening and thank you so much for joining us tonight on BeeTv Major News at 6, reaching you live from Benin City, the Edo State capital, Nigeria. I am Gift Uwagboy. And now to the news in details. Tragedy was narrowly averted in the early hours on Wednesday as a truck conveying soft drinks fell on an Audi car at Uselushe on Uselu Lagos Road, Benin City, Edo State. BeeTv News Osaroge Agwabo, who visited the scene and spoke with witnesses, reports that the accident was caused by reckless overtaking, which led to the severe damage of the both vehicles. The report.
Tried to dodge him. My brother tried to dodge him. He cannot even control the motor again. So that is how he hit this place. The motor fall. The Audi was standing at the back, mashing brake. He did not even move. That's how the motor fall on top of the Audi.
When BeeTv News crew arrived the accident scene on Uselushe, the crew found the truck conveying the load of soft drink still on top of the damaged Audi car. According to the eyewitnesses, Daniel, Richard and Eddie Elijah said the accident happened at about 6:30 a.m. when the Audi vehicle came out from a fuel station at Uselushe after refueling his vehicle and was heading to Testami Road when the driver recklessly attempted to overtake a truck conveying drinks heading to New Benin, and the truck driver lost control and fell on the Audi car. They said although no lives was lost, but the Audi driver was taken to the hospital and the truck driver was arrested by the police.
The Audi go buy fuel, coming out from the police station, this 7-Up truck, they go away. This Audi just the shingum the 7-Up truck. So suddenly, I look at this 7-Up truck was overloaded. Because it can be overloaded, no fear for them. So based on the closeness, the proximity between the Audi and the truck, as the truck fall, like it fall on top of the Audi. But if you look at this accident, it's very severe, but we thank God no life was lost. Even the driver is still much alive. The women that was inside the vehicle, they are still much alive. But nobody died, but we thank God. Like the driver of the 7-Up, the police have already arrested the drivers of this truck, of the 7-Up vehicle. Why this Audi? This Audi is in the hospital.
This truck man was coming towards this way. So this other Audi was buying fuel. You understand? So when the truck man came to this level, so the Audi man used speed to move. You understand? So this other truck man, this other truck man you can see here. So lose control because of this Audi man. So Instead of this man to go like this, he now rent to this place. You understand? So this other Audi man now run on down because of the too much, as in the speed. Because of the speed, that's when I run on here. So we're trying to control the road to make everything peaceful.
According to the brother of the truck driver, Samsi Godwin, who was in the truck with his brother when the accident occurred, said they were coming from 7up in Oluku and were heading to Agbo when the Audi vehicle recklessly entered the road and attempted to overtake them. He said his brother tried to escape hitting the Audi car but lost control and fell on the car.
Yes, it's my brother that drives the motor. So we are coming from 7up. We are going to Agbo. So this Audi was buying fuel here. So he just come outside once. You understand me? So my brother was coming like this. He wanted to go like this. So as he just entered the road once, my brother see the motor, just try to dodge the motor. So he go like this. Because of this motor, he tried to dodge motor, he carry and go like. So the Audi was chingum the motor at the back. So when this one fall, he just hit the Audi at the back. But it was the driver and one lady there, one woman there, but we don't see the driver. It's only the lady that we see. So we did not see the driver, but they tell us now that the driver is in the hospital, but my brother is in police station right now.
Meanwhile, security personnel, including the Edo State Traffic Management Agency, ESMA, and the Nigeria Police, were on the ground to maintain law and order and ensure free flow of traffic. Osarogie Agwebo, reporting for BeeTv News.
Edo State Governor Senator Monday Okpebholo, who has hinted of plans to probe the reported sinking of $10 million in the state-owned newspaper, The Nigerian Observer, by the immediate past governor of the state, Godwin Obaseki. Governor Okpebholo disclosed this when he led top officials of his administration on an unscheduled visit to the premises of the Observer titles to inspect facilities on ground. BeeTv News senior reporter Best Storito has details.
This is where the machines are to produce a newspaper, to print for us. The other side will also take you there to Excellency, sir.
Governor Monday Okpebholo and his entourage were shocked as they could not gain access to the buildings at the premises of the Nigerian Observer, where all the machines purportedly bought by the previous administration were kept. The once vibrant newspaper organization was closed by Obaseki for the purpose of revamping it and ensuring it competes favorably with other national dailies, but instead of delivering on his administration's promise to Edo people, the media house has been Warsaw. Governor Okpebholo, who was not happy as he could not gain access to the facilities, promised to revisit the premises again to inspect the building and see for himself the machines that the former governor, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, claimed to have bought with taxpayers' money.
People women there are not those that work there. I need to be there again. I want to see inside whether there is anything or not, because I can't really say now there is something at that place, because I couldn't go inside. See if that place is working, people would have been there. So compared to the money that was put into that place prior before election, it's something that we need to think about. I know people need to ask what happened to their money.
Governor Okpebholo said the former governor, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, claimed to have used $10 million to revamp the newspaper house just before the election, and that the full building is locked because there are no equipment inside or even workers.
You were there yourself and you saw it. Just before election, $10 million was released for that place by Obaseki government. Everywhere is locked because there's nothing inside. You cannot even see a cleaner.
Governor Monday Okpebholo said that those people need to ask and know what happens to the money spent in revamping the Nigerian Observer newspaper. Best Orator reporting for BeeTv News.
9,469 undergraduate students today subscribed to the matriculation oath for the 2024-2025 academic session of the University of Benin. BeeTv News Osarogie Agwebo, who captured the matriculation ceremony, reports that the students were advised not to engage in any form of indiscipline and nefarious activities such as cultism, examination malpractice, drug abuse, among other social vices. The reports.
9,469 new undergraduate students of the University of Benin 2024/2025 academic session subscribing to the matriculation oath and were officially admitted as full members of the university by the Vice Chancellor, Professor Edoba Bright Omoigi, SAN, amidst cheers from parents, friends, family members, and principal officers of the institution. In a speech, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Benin, Professor Bright Edoba Omoigi, SAN, congratulated the new students and parents for trusting the institution. He urged the new undergraduate student not to engage in any form of indiscipline and nefarious activities, such as courtism, examination malpractice, drug abuse, and other social vices. He said the school management under his leadership is committed to create a conducive and enabling environment where the students can thrive and succeed in their education.
Committed to training graduates who are worthy in character and learning, and who compete favorably with their peers, especially in the job market and in the professions. Significantly, these achievements have been realized through shared determination and policy of zero tolerance for violations of rules and regulations. Management will not condone any form of indiscipline or engagement in nefarious activities, particularly exam malpractice and of course courtism. The Office of the Dean of Students, Center for Guidance and Counseling of the university are always open to you should you encounter any challenge during your stay in the university. I want to just add that even my office is available to you.
After the oath-taking ceremony, the university campus erupted in celebration as the new undergraduate students, flanked by friends and family members, took photos and spent quality time together. Some guests, parents, and guardians, including the president of Student Union Government, Agbola Israel, congratulated the matriculants and advised them to be serious in their studies. Some of the matriculants expressed their delight being a student of the prestigious university.
They are here, we are enjoying their fellowship. Now, they are entering the school in a period where the school is undergoing a transformative process from a new BC to another BC and everything. So they are very lucky. This is we will mold them and we bring it better.
We are very proud of him, and we believe that with the help of God, he will do where we excel. So we are here, we celebrate him, we rejoice with him. Congratulations, son.
I'm very happy to be here today. It was not easy, but give God the glory that we're here, that God made it possible. So I'm very happy, very joyed, very happy to have my parents here with me as well.
I feel very delighted because for a while it has been a struggle. And I'm happy that we are here today celebrating our matric.
I'm grateful to God for giving me this opportunity to be part of those admitted to the event. So I'm grateful.
For my daughter to be among the set, it was not easy. Understand? It was not easy. I bless God and I thank God. I feel happy, I feel blessed. It's not by it's by God's grace. It's not easy to be in school. So my mates here, they are jam and the privilege of me.
The 2024/2025 matriculation ceremony was attended by dignitaries from all walks of life, including parents, principal officers, and management staff of the university. Usarogie Agwebo reporting for BeeTv News.
Nigerian President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Tuesday declared a state of emergency on the political crisis in Rivers State. The president in the nationwide broadcast said he has watched with concern the development in Rivers State with the hope that the parties involved will allow good sense to prevail at the soonest. But all the hope burned down without any solution to the crisis. Details of this report is presented by Best Orator.
In the nationwide broadcast, President Bola Tinubu said with the crisis persisting in Rivers State, there is no way democratic governance, which founding fathers have all fought and worked for over the years, can thrive in a way that it will benefit the good people of the state. President Tinubu said the state has been at a standstill since the crisis started, with the good people of the state not being able to have access to the dividends of democracy. Also, President Tinubu said it is a public knowledge that the governor of Rivers State, Siminalaye Fubara, for unjustifiable reasons, demolished the House of Assembly of the state as far back as 13th December 2023 and has up till now, 14 months after, not rebuilt same. The president noted that he made personal interventions between the contending parties for a peaceful resolution of the crisis, but his efforts have been largely ignored by the parties to the crisis, and that he is also aware that many well-meaning Nigerians, leaders of thought and patriotic groups have also intervened at various times with the best of intentions to resolve the matter, but all their efforts were also to no avail. He said on February 28, 2025, the Supreme Court, in a judgment in respect of about 8 consolidated appeals concerning the political crisis in Rivers State based on several grave unconstitutional acts and disregard of rule of law that have been committed by the governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara, as shown by the evidence before it, pronounced in very clear terms that a government cannot be said to exist without one of the 3 arms that make up the government of the state under the 1999 Constitution as amended. In this case, the head of the executive arm of the government has chosen to collapse the legislature to enable him to govern without the legislature. The above pronouncement by the Supreme Court came after a catalogue of judicial findings of constitutional breaches against Governor Siminalayi Fubara. He said the Supreme Court then made some orders to restore the state to immediate constitutional democracy. He said these orders include the immediate passing of an appropriation bill by the Rivers State House of Assembly, which up till now has not been facilitated. The president said some militants had threatened fire and brimstone against their perceived enemy of the governor, who has up till now not disowned them. He said apart from that, both the House and the governor have not been able to work together.
The state has been at a standstill since the crisis started, with the good people of the state not being able to have access to the dividend of democracy. Also, it is public knowledge that the governor of Rivers State, for unjustifiable reasons, demolished the House of Assembly of the state as far back as 13th December 2023, and as up till now, 14 months after, now rebuilt the same. I have made personal interventions between the contending parties for a peaceful resolution of this crisis, but my efforts have been largely ignored by the parties to the crisis. On February 28, 2025, the Supreme Court, in a judgment in respect to all about 8 consolidated appeals concerning the political crisis in Rivers State, based on several grave unconstitutional acts and the disregard of the rule of law that has been committed by the governor of Rivers State. In this case, the head of the executive arm of the government has chosen to collapse the legislature to enable him to govern without the legislature as a despot. As it is, there is no government in Rivers State, and I quote.
President Bola Tinubu said both the executive and legislative arm of government do not realize that they are in office to work together for the peace and good governance of the state. The latest security reports made available to him, according to the president, shows that between Monday and Tuesday this week, there have been disturbing incidents of vandalization of pipelines by some militants without the governor taking any action to curtail them. He added that he has given a stern order to the security agencies to ensure safety of lives of the good people of Rivers State and the oil pipelines. President Tinubu said, with all the aforementioned and many more, no good and responsible president will stand by and allow the grave situation to continue without taking remedial steps prescribed by the Constitution to address the situation in the state, which no doubt requires extraordinary measures to restore good governance, peace, order, and security. In the circumstance, the president said, having soberly reflected on and evaluated the political situation in Rivers State, and the governor and deputy governor of Rivers State have failed to make a request to him as president to issue the proclamation as required by Section 305, subsection 5 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, he has become inevitably compelling for him to revoke provision of Section 305 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended to declare a state of emergency in Rivers State with effect from 18th March 2025.
The House and the governor have not been able to work together. Both of them do not realize that they are in office to work together for the peace and good governance of the state. The latest security report made available to me show that between yesterday and today, there have been disturbing incidents of vandalization of pipelines by some militants without governor taking any action to curtail them. I have, of course, given stand order to the security agencies to ensure safety of lives of good people of Rivers State and the oil pipelines. With all this and many more, no good and responsible president will stand by and allow the grave situation to continue without taking remedial steps prescribed by the Constitution to address the situation in the state, which no doubt requires extraordinary measures to restore good governance, peace, order, and security.
By this declaration, the governor of Rivers State, Mr. Siminalayi Fubara, his deputy, Mrs. Ngozi Odu, and all elected members of the House of Assembly of Rivers State are hereby suspended for an initial period of 6 months. In the meantime, the president nominated Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas, retired, as administrator to take charge of the affairs of the state in the interest of the good people of Rivers State. And said for the avoidance of doubt, the declaration does not affect the judicial arm of Rivers State, which shall continue to function in accordance with their constitutional mandate. The administrator will not make any new laws. He will, however, be free to formulate regulations as may be found necessary to do his job, but such regulations will need to be considered and approved by the Federal Executive Council and promulgated by the President for the state. The declaration has been published in the Federal Government Gazette, a copy of which has been forwarded to the National Assembly in accordance with the Constitution. The President said it is his fervent hope that this inevitable intervention will help to restore peace and order in Rivers State by awakening all the contenders to the constitutional imperatives binding on all political players in Rivers State, in particular, and Nigeria as a whole. Best Orator reporting for BeeTv News.
Reactions continue to trail Mr. President's declaration of state of emergency in Rivers State. This latest is coming from the People's Democratic Party, which has rejected the declaration, saying it violates the 1999 Constitution. The party says this attempt by the President to override the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended and undermine the vote and will of the people of Rivers State by seeking to depose a democratic government and force an undemocratic rule in the state. The police in Rivers State arrested 2 persons as part of ongoing investigation into the explosion that affected a section of the Trans-Niger in Bodo community in Bokana local government area. Reports say that the incident occurred late last night near the Bodo-Boni Road, which is under construction. According to the police, security operatives cited the incident during a routine night patrol at the facility, which is located at the border of Po and Bono communities. The police says the company initiated safety protocols, including shutting down the affected pipeline to contain the blaze and bring the situation under control. The Trans-Niger pipeline is a critical federal oil transport infrastructure supplies crude to the Boni Export Terminal in Rivers State. Respondents in Benin City have expressed mixed reaction over the suspension of Governor Siminalayi Fubara, his deputy, Professor Ngozi Odu, and the Rivers State House of Assembly by President Bola Tinubu. BeeTv News Freeman Osawe reports that some respondents lauded the decision, while others criticized it, describing it as unconstitutional. The reports.
Before now, there has been political impasse in Rivers State, leading to a national discourse on how the political crisis can be resolved. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in a nationwide broadcast on Tuesday, declared a state of emergency in Rivers State, announcing a suspension of the governor and the deputy, including members of the Rivers State Assembly. Reacting to this development, some respondents in Benin faulted the move by the president, saying it is unconstitutional because there are existing criteria enshrined on the constitution before any elected public office holder is suspended or impeached, adding that the decision will not go down well with the people of Rivers State, which also might create a political crisis for the country.
Fubara is a very wrong decision from the president, because from the offset, it is between Wike and Fubara, which Wike is a is claiming the godfather. As a governor of the state, the president ought to have suspend the governor, because the city governor is an elected government. Even the state house may have no right to dismiss them or suspend them for 6 months. What is going to be happen within the 6 months? You will not bring somebody who is not an elected. Are we in a military regime? As a matter of fact, the whole thing, this one may cause a very different in Nigeria. You may be looking into a river city. Other states are looking towards them.
It is not constitutional for a president to remove the sitting governor or suspend the city governor per se. You understand? So I don't support that from Mr. President. But if you said he's supposed to suspend him, or no, if he's supposed to declare the state of emergency, yes, it's due to constitution. Is as according to constitution, he has acted according to the constitution. Declaring the state of emergency is okay, but suspending the governor for about 6 months is uncalled for. It's not.
Others, however, said the decision by the president was justified because there was a looming anarchy already going on in Rivers State. The further said, Rivers State being a key state that housed the economic fortune of the country, the government will not watch to see it plunge into further crisis.
Anything you are doing, you do it with constitution. This particular one in a Rivers State, suspend them, give them emergency rule. It's a constitution. It is the constitutional right of Mr. President to uphold the peace of any state. When there's no peace, he has the right to declare. He has the constitutional right to declare state of emergency. So, concerned about the 27 lawmaker and the executive Fabula, they should go. The suspension was to avert danger in Nigeria. And we depend too much on Rivers State for oil wealth. So if you allow them to be bombing our oil pipelines, it will affect Nigeria generally. So the president has cited a verse in the constitution that allowed him to avert problems.
At the moment, all eyes are on Rivers State as the political situation takes another dimension. Freeman Usawe reporting for BeeTv News.
In an unprecedented turn of events, the newly appointed administrator of Rivers State, retired Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas, has arrived at the presidential villa in Aso Rock for a high-stakes meeting with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This development comes on the heels of President Tinubu's declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers State, leading to the suspension of Governor Siminalayi Fubara, his deputy, and all state lawmakers. The drastic measure was taken in response to escalating political turmoil and recent acts of pipeline vandalism that have threatened national stability. What directive will emerge from this pivotal discussion? How will the administration address the intertwined issues of governance and security in Rivers State? These are many more questions begging for answers. The Okaigele of Ulemo Community, Ward 2 Oedo Local Government Area, Ambassador Julius Iradia Adun, has empowered some indigents of the community with income-generating materials and basic items such as a minibus, motorcycle, cassava mills, and a borehole facility to improve the standard of living for the people in the community and the people in general. BeeTv News Freeman Osawe, who covered the program, reported that the indigents of Ulemo Community, traditional rulers, graced the event. The report. As part of efforts to ease the economic plight of indigents of Ulema Community, the Okaigele Ambassador Julius Iradia Adu distributed several economic empowerment items to indigents, which include a minibus, brand new bikes to the elders of the community, and a cassava mill grinder for the women, as well as a borehole facility for the community. In a brief remark while official cutting the ceremonial tape to unveil the empowerment items, a former Vice-Chancellor of University of Benin, Professor John Ogene, said Ulema Community is a peaceful community and the Okaigele Ambassador Julius Iradia is a friend and a brother who believes in improving the lives of his people, and said the distribution of the economic empowerment items is an attestation of good leadership.
Right from day one, I discovered that This is a place of peace. Ulemo is a place of peace. The people are lovely, they are friendly, they are peace-loving, and they don't look for trouble. That is one major thing that I discovered about people of Ulemo in Benin City. They don't take laws into their hands. They don't take your property that rightly belongs to you. They have never, yes, they have never been known to undergo land grabbing. You know, when you wonder why they call him ambassador, the day they gave him, they awarded him the ambassador of peace in Abuja, he called me from there. He sent me the pictures, and the practical handover of certificate was given to him in this hall. So it is not a new thing or something surprising to see today before us. He has been doing things like this. He has empowered youth of the community. I'm going to this historical lane.
The presentation of the items was done by the Enoge of Umegbe, HRH Anthony Osaige, and Mr. Patrick Ekegbe to the beneficiaries. They commended the Okayele of Ulemo community, Ambassador Julius Iradia Adun, for empowering his people. In an interview with BeeTv News, some of the elated beneficiaries, Felix Otabo, Emmanuel Enahoro, and the Odiowe of Ulemo community, Pa John Erehi, showered praises on Ambassador Julius Iradia Adun for the empowerment, which they said will add possible meaning to their lives. They encouraged others to emulate the kind gesture.
Adun is my junior boy, and we are born of the same father, we are born of the same mother, we have the same family. But he has created a great for me, and he has made it right more than 3 times. I have many close cars right now, but he's still presenting me another. Now, this is the smallest one. I'm right on Jesus soonest. He has been doing it, and we got to do it. Because I'm born and bred up here, I'm so far here. I praise him to this position. I praise Julius Adun to this my position. This position is, he knows my quality. He knows what he can do for me. And I'm still with him. I'm ready to serve him because we have come from the same family. I give him grace, I give honor. I will going to give him grace, more and more, Baba. He will live long according to the fruit of his labor. All this I pray, the precious mighty name, I pray.
Asusiaso is a good man. I love him for everything he's doing. Nobody when they put sugar for a man when not doing it. If you take anything, say maybe before I do this one, but nobody go feed one for what he's doing so. So I praise him, I praise his effort. May God continue to help him. And we want to still do this thing to may God still help us in Jesus' name.
Mami, Aya ni mana memi mai. Up my hakin.
For Adun, oh ya nye una. Oh you know una na ulemo. Oh ya nye to we wa gwero. O manadu amo kagele no seti mudia ya dolulemo yi. Egbon era be ma o be fubulemo gbe. Ulemo be fu egbe.
On his part, the Okaigele of Ulemo, Ambassador Julius Iradia Adun, said the empowerment program is part of his efforts in improving the living standard of the people and promised to sustain it.
Nothing pushed me to do it for them. I believe it's their right because it's a community. A man cannot make up a community. It's the people that make up a community. It's their right. My encouragement to them is that give it to somebody so that they can be getting the daily bread from it before other mountains will come.
Ulemo community is located in Oedo local government area of Edo State. Gift Uwagbo reporting for BeeTv News. In a bid to clear road congestion, the professional drivers on wheel PDOW led by the national chairman, Comrade Adams Eli, alias Shaba, has again visited the Central Park in Obakabaye to engage with drivers and assess their readiness to comply with government's policy of obtaining their daily tickets. The association later moved to King Square in Ring Road, where they took action to clear the streets. The team physically worked to ensure that the street is free from street trading. The report.
Help yourself before I come back. When you leave your house for turnout to the control, you'll get problem.
The professional drivers on wheel, led by National Chairman Comrade Shaba, has reinforced its commitment to ensuring that all drivers comply with ticket payment regulations before the 12 noon deadline. During a visit to Central Park, Comrade Shaba engaged with drivers, emphasizing the importance of timely ticket payment to prevent congestion and maintain smooth operations. He also reiterated the union's continued support for Governor Monday Okpebelo's administration, stressing that the collaboration between drivers and the government is crucial for a well-structured and efficient transport system.
When you leave your house for turnout to the control, you'll get problem. Since December, people union have been working with you here. You know they say I said go slow day. You know they say I said that they lock Central Park gate. Another people come now, that they lock gate. Another people come now, they say no, you know they sell ticket online. Anyway, you see driver give them their ticket. If anybody want to check their ticket, you go start for gate. You go come show me your ticket. If you show, you go, because situation when they say the mobile can say money, not they sell for life. It's cancelled. You don't hear me now? Anywhere I see them, mother collect tickets. They know they take that twice. So I want to beg you this discussion. Get your ticket. Please buy your government tickets.
After addressing drivers at the Central Park, the association members moved to King Square Ring Road, where Comrade Shaba spoke in an interview. He explained that their presence was part of an organized exercise aimed at clearing traffic congestion at the King Square and eliminate street trading from pedestrian walkways. Comrade Shaba also issued a strong warning to all drivers, emphasizing that those who refuse to comply with traffic regulation will face appropriate punishment. Furthermore, he addressed public rumors clarifying that Governor Monday Okpebelo did not arrest them due to any dispute with Tony Kabaka, the head of the Atalakpa team. He explained that the governor had intervened in the matter, resolving the misunderstanding, and reaffirmed that they will continue to work together in the best interest of the people of Edo State.
By the grace of God, we are out this morning to help the state to make sure that there's a free flow of traffic. You can see from Obakabaye area, the area is congested for people not to use, but you can see now it has already been discongested with the effort of the drivers on way and our member. We want to use this medium to advise our drivers. We want this ring road to remain like this. As far as the president of the driver, any vehicle that violated this order will be arrested to the central motor park, and the driver will be deal with according to the law. But I want to send a message that there's nobody collecting illegal money. I've addressed my driver to make sure they purchase their ticket before 12 o'clock. And all of us are in the street to enforce to make sure that the drivers purchase their ticket so that the government can find a lot of money in the IGRO to put Edo from this level to another level. And we are ready to continue to support the governor so that the governor will not fail.
Also speaking, the Secretary of the Professional Drivers on Wheel, Mr. George Atieme, reaffirmed their commitment to maintaining a smooth traffic system across Benin City. He stated that since their president issued a marching order, they have remained consistent in ensuring free-flowing traffic, not only in Ring Road, but also in key areas such as New Benin, 3rd, Ikpobai, and Ugbowo. He emphasized that their members are actively deployed across these locations to enforce the directive and prevent congestion.
Since the governor gave us our president, Comrade Shaba, gave us a marching order, we have been doing this business. We want to ensure that we have our men spread around to ensure that Ring Road is completely free from traffic. The directive is we must ensure that our drivers buy government revenue and also to make sure the road is free.
With the unwavering efforts of the professional drivers on wheel and the support of relevant authorities, commuters and residents can expect improved traffic flow and better road management across Benin City and beyond. Gift Uwagbo reporting for BeeTv News. The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority has approved Max Air to resume domestic operations following the successful completion of an economic and safety audit. Director of Public Complaints and Consumer Protection, Michael Achimugu, says the NCAA is committed to maintaining enhanced surveillance of the airline to ensure continued compliance with safety regulations. In January, Max Air suspended its domestic flights for 90 days after a series of incidents during the period. The NCAA conducted an audit of the airline's operation covering its organization procedures, personnel and aircraft in line with the Nigerian Civil Aviation Regulations 2023. The Ekiti State government says it is committed to finding solutions to the challenges faced by electricity consumers. The Commissioner for Public Utility, Mobolaji Aluko, who represented Governor Abiodun Oyebandi, spoke at the opening of an empowerment program for 100 youths in the state. The report.
By electricity distribution companies in Ekiti State has been a persistent challenge on the consumers. This method of billing, where consumers are charged based on estimated energy consumption rather than actual usage, has led to widespread complaints of overbilling and financial hardship among residents of the state.
What we want the government to do is that majority of our people, they are not financially buoyant to even get the prepaid meter. When the prepaid meter is given to us again, there's another problem to recharge on it. They said our code is not yet available.
To find a lasting solution to this problem, the Ekiti State government, in conjunction with Ademola Isaac Agro Foundation, has organized a 6-day training on meter installation.
Another issue that has made electricity not to be sustainable in the state is the issue of bills. Customers not having meters, customers being arbitrarily billed. Even when they have electricity, they are unhappy that they have to pay money that they are not sure that they should pay.
Experts say the training will address manpower shortage in the sector and empower youth in Ekiti State.
It's just a means to support His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Ekiti State, in the empowerment program and the skill development of the indigenous of Ekiti State. We have a 1.2 million meters of the World Bank. The Presidential Administration is having over 6 million meters. And at the end of the day, there will be people to install those meters. So that's why we want to organize this training. That like a train, in fact, we are calling it like a train the trainer. If we train them, we expect them to be able to train other people, because we need a lot of people to play in that space.
Residents said the challenges of estimated billing inequity allied to the need for a more equitable and transparent billing system that reflects the actual energy usage of consumers. Esohe Osemegi, reporting for BeeTv News.
In Lagos State, the Aliko Dangote Foundation has donated 80,000 bags of 10 kilograms of rice to support residents across Lagos State. Deputy Governor of Lagos State, Obafemi Hamzat, received the donation on behalf of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu from representative of the foundation at the Lagos House on Tuesday. The report.
A significant act of philanthropy on foods at Lagos House as 80,000 bags of rice are officially handed over by the Dangote Foundation to the Lagos State government. Present at the ceremony are representatives from community development associations across various local council areas, ensuring that the donation reaches the intended beneficiaries. Just outside, 2 fully loaded trucks stand as a testament to the scale of this donation rise. Aid to stable food in Nigeria is at the center of these relief efforts. With formalities concluded, the Deputy Governor officially hands over the rice to the CDA representatives who will oversee immediate distribution to the vulnerable population.
Appreciate what the Aliko Dangote is doing in collaboration with what the state government is doing. Like I said, we do farmer subsidy, we just finished. We do discounts at our markets and so on and so forth. So this type of collaboration is good, especially during this period when Muslims are fasting, and this is the Lent period for our Christian brothers and sisters. So it's a fantastic gesture to assist the needy in our state.
Maria Aliko Dangote, daughter of business magnate Aliko Dangote, emphasized the foundation's dedication to alleviating hunger, especially during the holy month of Ramadan.
What I would say is we encourage and we want more people to be doing charity, because there is nothing like when you give, the more you give, the more you get. So that's what I would say to our people.
The CEO of Aliko Dangote Foundation reaffirms the organization's long-standing mission.
Every year during Ramadan season, we do zakat giving. This year, Lent is overlapping with Ramadan, so our effort is even multiplied. But the idea this year is to support Nigerians in all 774 LGAs by distributing 1 million bags of 10 kg rice across the country.
Aliko Dangote Foundation, established in 1994, aims to reduce poverty and improve healthcare, education, and economic empowerment across Africa through its various philanthropic initiatives. The foundation has consistently demonstrated its commitment to give back to the society. Soher Osemege, reporting for BeeTv News.
Key players in the real estate industry have commended the federal government's open door policy in the sector, which has provided opportunities for both local and foreign investors to thrive across the country. This comes as professionals, government representatives, and other relevant stakeholders from around the globe prepare to gather in Lagos, Nigeria, to collectively discuss strategies to attract more investment and position the sector for sustainable growth.
The market is projected to reach a volume exceeding $654 trillion by 2025. Among the various segments, real estate dominates with an expected volume of over $534 trillion in the same year. In Nigeria, the sector is set to grow to an estimated $2.6 trillion by 2025, with residential real estate holding the largest share at $2.25 trillion. This is being fueled by the rapid urbanization and growing demand for housing.
Nigeria welcomes you. Lagos is calling. On that note, join on to promote this country to a greater height.
To address these opportunities, FIA-BCI, the International Real Estate Federation, is calling for greater collaboration from more stakeholders in the built environment to fully leverage investment opportunities in Nigeria and beyond.
We actually need is avoidable development, avoidable accommodation for all our Nigerian citizens. In that wise, we need foreign investors to tell them that we have what it takes in terms of numbers and in terms of the profits. Just like Madam Tone said, it's only in the part of the world that you can double your profit in real estate. It can only happen in Africa, and the place is Nigeria.
In the real estate world, everybody knows that property value is about location. So Nigeria is a developing economy and is certainly the place for you to come do your investment.
As professionals and other stakeholders gather in Lagos for the 75th FIA-BCI World Real Estate Congress, the event serves as a platform for innovation, networking, and ensuring sustainability of the sector.
The world is looking around for new investment opportunities. And right now, us having this congress is an opportunity for us to put Nigeria's best foot forward, fixing the brand and the perception that a lot of foreigners might have about Nigeria.
We believe that these study tours will enhance the Congress experience by giving delegates a deep practical understanding of the Nigeria's real estate landscape and its vast potential.
The theme of the Congress, Global Real Estate Resonance, focuses on reshaping the future of real estate through sustainability, technology, innovation, among other key factors. Welumi Mokoro reporting for BeeTv News.
The Federal Road Safety Corps (FRSC) is training its officials and strategies to reduce road crashes in 2025 following cases of road mishap, including 2,423 persons in 2024 in Ondo State. The state sector commander of the FRSC, who said the Akure State blamed human errors for most of the accidents recorded in the state. The report.
Available data show that road accidents occur daily in Nigeria, killing an average of 14 persons, with human errors responsible for over 80% of road accidents in Ondo State, southwest Nigeria. A total of 2,423 persons were involved in road crashes in 2024. Also, 170 people died in road crashes between the 1st of January and the 31st of December 2024. A total of 778 persons suffered varying degrees of injuries. 31 minors were involved in accidents. The state sector commander of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Samuel Ibitoyi, is told about a trend. He said, "The call is sensitizing drivers to shun overspeeding and always put their vehicles in good condition."
He said the call is sensitizing drivers to shun overspeeding and always put their vehicles
to stay alive. We are telling people that the rate of death on Nigerian roads is actually not acceptable, it's horrendous, and it's worrisome. And the need is very expedient for everybody to take road safety as a personal ideal, as something that we internalize.
The commander also trained its men in this regard to reduce road crashes and ensure their fitness. One of such trainings was organized for FRSC officials by faith-based organization.
The National Road Safety Corps with some self-defense training today. The Safety Corps has experienced assaults on their officers at times, and we're here to help ensure that there is a strong and effective Safety Corps, because a strong and effective Safety Corps is a safe transportation.
Esoha Osemegi, reporting for BeeTv News.
And now to the business world. A Nigerian Federal High Court in Abuja associated a suit filed by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, questioning the court's jurisdiction to hear a case that was brought to it by Dangote Refinery on import licenses. BeeTv News' Pelumi Mukoro has details of this and more from the business world.
Recall that in the suit marked FHC/ABJ/CS1324/2024, Dangote Refinery sought to nullify the licenses the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority (NMPDRA) issued to enable the NNPCL and other marketers to import refined petroleum products into the country. Other defendants in the matter are AYM Shafa Limited, AA Rano Limited, T-Time Petroleum Limited, 2015 Petroleum Limited, as well as Matrix Petroleum Services Limited. The plaintiff, Dangote Refinery, had insisted that it was wrong to issue licenses for the importation of petroleum products such as automotive gas oil and jet fuel into Nigeria, where there is no shortfall in its local production. Aside from praying the courts to award 100 billion naira in damages against the NMDPRA for issuing import licenses, the plaintiff applied for an order of injunction to restrain the first defendant, NMDPRA, from further issuing or renewing import licenses to the second to seventh defendants or other companies for the purpose of importing petroleum products. The Naira recorded its first gain this week against the dollar at the parallel foreign exchange market on Tuesday. The Naira appreciated to 1,580 against the dollar on Tuesday, up from 1,585 Naira on Monday. This means the Naira gained 5 Naira on Tuesday compared to 1,585 Naira per dollar traded the previous day. Meanwhile, at the official market, the Naira depreciated against the dollar. The Central Bank of Nigeria's official exchange showed that it dropped to 1,532.93 on Tuesday from 1,528.03 on Monday. This indicates that the Naira depreciated by 4.90 Naira per dollar, on a day-to-day basis. Recall that on Monday, the naira weakened against the dollar at the start of the week, despite a drop in Nigeria's inflation. Anxiety as Dangote refinery moves to stop fraud supply to Nigerian markets. There is anxiety in Nigeria's downstream oil sector as indication emerged on Wednesday of Dangote refinery's plan to halt supply of petroleum products loading for the Nigerian market. This comes as renegotiation of the naira for crude deal is not recording significant progress. Meanwhile, sources familiar with the matter said the refinery will continue to load for export as it currently sources all its crude stock from the international market in dollars. However, when Daily Post contacted the spokesperson of Dangote Group, Anthony Chiejina, he said he was unaware of any plan by the 650,000 per day refinery to stop domestic supply of fuel. The development comes as the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited recently confirmed its discussion with Dangote Refinery for a fresh contract on a naira for crude deal. Balumi Mokoro reporting for BeeTv News.
And now to the foreign scene, where Russian media is portraying the phone call between President Putin and Trump as a success for Moscow. Also, Zelensky accuses Putin of breaking promises to Trump by attacking energy sites. BeeTv News Global News correspondent Rebecca Goffey tells us more on these and other stories from the foreign scene.
Russian newspapers highlight that the leaders agreed to work on resolving the Ukraine conflict, and some call it a diplomatic victory for Russia. One key reason is that Putin was not pressured into making any major concessions. Instead, he rejected Trump's proposal for an immediate 30-day ceasefire. Rather than threatening tougher sanctions, the U.S. administration praised Putin. Trump called it a great call, and his envoy commended the Russian leader's role in peace talks. Putin, however, set his own conditions for peace, including stopping Western military aid to Ukraine, ending intelligence sharing with Kyiv, and halting Ukraine's mobilization. These demands are seen as favoring Russia. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has criticized Russia for attacking energy facilities, saying Putin broke his promise to avoid such targets for 30 days. Russia's defense ministry, meanwhile, accuses Ukraine of attacking one of its oil storage sites, calling it a deliberate provocation. Zelensky says he will speak with Trump later to get details about their conversation. The UN says 2 of its workers were killed and others injured after a compound in Gaza was damaged on Wednesday. The cause of the incident is unclear. Hamas Health Ministry blames an Israeli airstrike, saying 5 critically injured foreign workers were taken to the hospital. However, Israel's military denies striking the UN compound in Deir al-Balah. This follows Israel's decision to resume airstrikes in Gaza after a 2-month ceasefire. More than 400 people have been killed, according to Gaza's health ministry. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said on Tuesday that combat had resumed in full force. And lastly, on global news, Turkish authorities have arrested Istanbul Mayor Ekrem İmamoğlu just days before he was set to be named a presidential candidate. İmamoğlu, a strong opponent of President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, was accused of corruption and links to a terrorist group. Prosecutors called him a criminal organization leader suspect. As part of the investigation, 100 people, including politicians, journalists, and businessmen, were also detained. The Istanbul governor's office has imposed a 4-day restriction in the city. İmamoğlu rejected the charges, saying the will of the people cannot be silenced, and vowed to fight for democracy and justice. And that's it from the global scene. Rebecca Goffey reporting for BeeTv News.
And now to the exciting world of entertainment. Grammy-winning Nigerian music sensation Temilade Okpeni, popularly known as Tems, has made the lineup of artists for the 2025 Dreamville Festival in North Carolina, United States. American rapper and founder of the annual music fiesta, J. Cole, unveiled the headlining artist on Dreamville Web. The report.
The 2-day festival is scheduled for April 5th and 6th at Dorothy D. Park in Raleigh, North Carolina. According to the rapper, he will headline the festival alongside Lil Wayne, Tems, 21 Savage, Erykah Badu, and other artists. Notably, Tems, who recently won the Best African Music Performance for her song Love Me Jeje at the 67th Grammys, is the only African-based artist slated for the show. The Love Me Jeje crooner is set to free audience on the global stage again as she joins some of American best at the festival. Dreamville Festival is an outdoor weekend music celebration curated by internationally acclaimed hip-hop superstar J. Cole alongside his Dreamville team. The festival serves as Dreamville's signature annual event for its fans worldwide, bringing together local residents and travelers alike to gather together and enjoy incredible music performances. Nigerian street hop powerhouse and Zanku record boss Zlatan has officially unveiled his upcoming third studio album, SOH, Symbol of Hope. While an exact release date remains undisclosed, the rapper assured fans that the project will be dropping soon. Known for his electrifying energy, stringed attempts at signature Zanku sound, Zlatan has remained a dominant force in the industry. However, with Symbol of Hope, he appears to be embracing a more reflective and motivational tone, blending his usual danceable rhythms with themes of hustle, resilience, and street wisdom. As anticipation grows, fans are eager to witness the next chapter in Zlatan's evolving artistry. SOH is expected to not only reaffirm his hit-making ability, but also showcase a deeper, more introspective side of the rapper. Wizkid has made an unexpected return to the Billboard World Album Chart with Made in Lagos extending its record for Africa. Nigerian Afrobeat sensation Wizkid's fourth studio album, Made in Lagos, has re-entered the Billboard World Albums Chart, securing the 17th position and marking its 146th week on the chart, a record-breaking achievement for an African album. Released back in 2020, Made in Lagos has been celebrated for its fusion of Afrobeat, reggae, and R&B, showcasing Wizkid's versatility and global appeal. The album features standout tracks like Essence featuring Thames, which has become the first Nigerian song to chart on the Billboard Hot 100, peaking in the top 10 after a remix with Justin Bieber. The album's enduring presence on the Billboard World Album Chart underscores its widespread acclaim and growing international recognition of Afrobeat. That's it on Entertainment News Tonight. Gift Uwagbo reporting for BeeTv News.
And that's the size of our news package for tonight. Many thanks for joining us. I am Gift Uwagbo. Have a good night.